Welcome to class CGS 3095, fall 2025. The topic we will be discussing is artificial intelligence and the effects on intellectual property issues. So the abstract is, first point, AI is rapidly changing how creative work is made, shared, and protected. Countries like Europe, United States, Denmark are struggling to update copyright and ownership laws. AI training on music, image, and text raise concerns about authorship and permission and consent. Global cases involving like AI music, image models, and deepfakes show laws is falling behind or falling behind. Stronger intellectual property protections are needed to safeguard creators and personal likeness. Introduction. In today's society, AI is growing rapidly and changing how copyright data and personal likeness are used, produced, and shared. Because AI is developing so quickly, it raises significant concern for intellectual property system and laws. The technology is advancing faster than our legal protection can keep up, and AI can now generate and recreate text, image, audio, video in the same as characteristics as human creativity. This raises several important issues. Our concern: who owns AI work? Does AI have permission to use copyright material? Can legal use someone's likeness without consent? And is it fair to use when AI copy and learn from copyrighted content? Those are some questions that will be answered in these presentations and globally out there. Why this is matter? So AI can train massive information and data sets containing copyright material. It can basically copy voices, faces, artistic style, writing patterns. Humans can definitely lose control over how AI is rapidly moving and using their information and copyright work. Also, the misuse of deepfake will threaten privacy and reputation of creators, people that make intellectual property. Background. So AI generate creative output. So once you prompt inside of the AI software, it's considered output, which resembles human creation as close as possible based on your thought, imagination, and your idea. So AI use copyrighted material like books, songs, images, articles without permission, right? Lawsuits are increasing across journalism, music, and digital media. Every day, you could see different type of articles from companies, from creators about how AI is using the intellectual property without any consent. Government are updating guidelines, are trying to update guidelines as we speak, but for some reason, the laws are slow behind technology or the rapid growth of AI. Several disputes are showing how AI affect copyright. Major labels accuse of companies of using YouTube songs to train AI models. Okay, so in this case, that some articles are saying that the AI platforms are using YouTube to train the AI model. Another example is that New York Times sued OpenAI for using unlicensed news article to train in the system. So that means any article that is posted that is not copyrighted with the U.S. Copyrighted office, considered unlicensed. So that means that if they go ahead and copy that and use it, that might be an issue, right? That's the concern for that. AI-generated content often recreate human artistic style, tone, and voices. These examples show how AI training data sets rely on heavily on copyright material, raising ownership and licensing issues. Okay? And these are some references. So reference 1, reference 5 can demonstrate on how they're using all those unlicensed material to train the AI model. Okay? The unclear ownership of generated work. So many companies that use or own the output generated by AI, for example, OpenAI, however, the US Copyright Office state that AI material cannot be copyrighted unless a human significantly contribute to it, meaning that you could prompt something and AI generate it 100%. You can definitely own all of that unless you contribute for it. So, for example, let's say, in this case, I write the article, I prompt it in ChatGPT. I say, can you fix it for me? Try make it more easier for me. Sound better for me. Add some details to it. So, what happened that I'm gonna own what I prompt, and you have to license what AI is prompt. So that's what this means. Some countries like UK, South Africa offer partial protection for creative work, underscoring the inconsistency in global copyright laws. So UK and South Africa is trying their best to give creators some protection on the copyright work and give them some leverage in terms of that. I'm trying to improve laws in terms of that as well. And this is another issue. Now, record label claim AI generated Suno. They will rip songs from YouTube. So Suno is basically an AI platform for music where you can go ahead and either generate lyrics, or they can help you generate lyrics. They can help you make a beat and make the song. So once you prompt that in, it automatically created a song for you, and that's what they're using. So in this case, they're probably using all of the artists from the label voices, tone, style to create a song based on the genre that you select. And I also tried Suno as well, and it definitely works. Have some flaws, but it definitely works. AI can emanate several celebrity voices, brand style, and visual identity. You have a method called voice cloning, the tool that creates someone's speech pattern, which raise legal and ethical issues in terms of like using celebrity voices to make memes, to make AI imagery, to make AI human and use a celebrity voice after that. So they have legal concern raised about that as well. In terms of deepfake technology can misuse copyright and personal material without consent. So in this case is that they should try to get permission from celebrities, any creator, to use their voice in any creativity they're trying to do. Okay, any video, any text, any audio. In this case, this violates a person's political rights and land likeness laws. A significant example is the AI generated song Heart on My Sleeve, which had been removed from streaming platform because it used Drake and the Weeknd clone voice without permission. So that is another example of using someone likeness, voice, tone without the permission, and that was removed. And you can see reference 16 to get that information as well. Okay, and reference 13 as well, where you can have a perfect example and how they created voice, mimic voice. Global analysis. So this will come in 3 parts. It's actually in 1 part, but based on the PowerPoint, I had to separate them based on countries. So first we're going to talk about the United States. So in terms of the United States, the U.S. Copyright Office reject copyright protection for all AI only works, meaning that you have to contribute to AI as well for it to be copyrighted. to be able to own it as well. You can't use only AI generated material by itself. You have to contribute in some way, either by text, either by image, even by pictures, even by audio, and then you let AI actually help you enhance it, and that's when you can definitely get that copyright. You have different extensive debate continue over fair use, especially in lawsuits such as New York Times versus AI, and you have the UMG versus the AI Ghostwriter. So those are two examples in terms of the global concerns going on as well. Okay. So global analysis, Japan, right? Um, so in terms of Japan, allow limited use of AI in education. Strong belief copyright should be protected. Human authorship and not machine generated content. So basically, in terms of based on the reference three, Japan trying to limited how AI used in school and in education. Now that's just partially that you can use AI, but they don't want to use it 100% because they feel like it will stop human creativity, technical abilities, and logic abilities as well. Critical thinking disrupt all that. That is why they will have a um, limited use of AI in schools because of that. Okay. So the global analysis in terms of Denmark. So Denmark introduced deepfake laws to protect people individual rights and prevent unauthorized use of their likeness. So in this case is that they um gonna they're gonna grant citizen copyright over their face, voice, and body to protect against deepfake. So basically, they're gonna give them rights, citizen rights to use AI, but at the same time, by giving them rights, they can protect their identity, face, voices, um, protect people from impersonating them as well. Focus on identify rights and dignity, safety. So that's what Denmark is trying to do in terms of their laws. So this is philosopher Kent ethics. So in terms of my topic, under Kent ethics, humans must treated as humans in themselves, meaning that humans should be treated and humans shouldn't be used as tools, right? When AI use copyright material without consent, it disrespects creative rights. Deepfakes violate dignity, privacy, and moral rights by using someone likeness without approval. So that's what I tied Kent belief in terms of dignity, that they shouldn't use someone use human rights. I don't look at them as tools, right, to be used, but as someone equal as AI, and that they should have respect for someone intellectual work and property and creativity. So, in terms of supporting evidence that occur that to back up most of my points that I have, is that example support these concerns include New York Times versus OpenAI, unlicensed use of articles. It have Getty Image versus Stability AI, where AI allegedly scope millions of copyright photos. And you have Suno, who's copying songs from streaming platform. Then Denmark, deflate laws which protect personal likeness from misuse. So these cases show that AI repeatedly use copyright and personal material without permission. So you can see reference 5, reference 13, reference 1, and 12 for supporting evidence in this. counter arguments. All right. So this is a bit two parts. Based on the paper that I wrote, is basically one part, but based on the PowerPoint, I had to separate them. But training data should fall under fair play, right? That's what most companies believe. OpenAI believe, Microsoft believe, because AI learn from and transform the data rather than copying it directly. So that's what they believe, right? Um, Another thing is that licensing billing a file is too tricky. So they're saying that even though they using the material, it's so much files out there that it's kind of difficult to really get them licensed all at once, one time. Okay, and AI is using fair use because it's not really trying to steal a human work, intellectual property. It's just using it to help train itself to learn, adapt, and transform using the data. Okay. Another one, innovation depends on large data sets and restricting them will slow progress. However, even when these arguments, AI output often resemble human work, and deepfakes can harm reputation and privacy. So another thing is that outputs can resemble original work, right? So even though the AI similar to humans, they're still saying that AI is just using human materials to learn. Okay. Deflate can hurt reputation and privacy, which is true because you're just using human intellectual property without consent, which is not good. You're not protecting privacy. The U.S. Copyright Office not protecting human privacy, which is not good. Fair use does not cover mass um, scrapping, meaning that because you're using all the unlicensed material, it doesn't consider as fair use. Okay. In terms of like fair use, if now let's say they decided to use the unlicensed material but reach out to each and every one that have submitted any material online, that they can give them make sure they're compensated for the unlicensed. I tell them, okay, we will teach you how to license your material, but we will have grant permission to use it. That would be fair use. Okay. Then you have the ethical rights of outweigh inconsistency, meaning that AI is moving so fast, so there's nowhere that the laws is keeping up with AI generating so much of that material, and that's considered inconsistent. They have possible potential solution. So creating license system for AI training data sets, so created get paid, require transparency, so company must disclose what data they use, developing stricter laws to protect copyright and personal likeness, updating copyright rules to give creator ownership of AI related output and profit sharing options. These ideas help balance innovation and fairness and protection. So by paying creators for the unlicensed works can be a solution. Be transparent using the data that they find, copy. They could strengthen the system where that protects voices, faces, and identity that creators don't want the material to be used for. So some creators might want their intellectual property to be used, but some might not want their intellectual property to be used. And that's the case, they should strengthen all of that to make sure that will be fair. Um, and the government should work as quick as possible to update the copyright laws to help protect intellectual properties. Okay. In conclusion, um, ChatGPT is one of the major platform out there that millions of people uses. Really efficient. So in conclusion, artificial intelligence is growing fast, and authorship, ownership, and likeness rights must be protected. Government needs stronger laws and better system to compensate creators for their work, and ethical analysis shows that human dignity should always come first. Solutions should promote responsibility, AI growth while protecting creators and individuals. And then that's the case that once they do those updates, now everything should be fair use, using the material. Hopefully, AI and humans can come at one, work together at one to make things more easier for both sides. Since AI love to learn, adapt, and human always coming up with new ideas, always being creative because of our species. So hopefully they can definitely come together at once. Okay? And this slide is the first reference slide where you can go back and look for any material you have. These are the links you could copy and paste, or you can just type in the name of these references. All right, and that's the end of this presentation. And I wanted to thank you for listening, and see you later.